Hi, I'm Alexandra Ellis of aewellness, and today I have a very simple dynamic hip stretch that can really help to improve the strength and mobility of your hips. This is called controlled articular rotations for the hips, also known as CARs. If you've watched my shoulder circles video, this is the same idea but for the ball and socket joint of the hip and pelvis. There are many ways you can do this, but I like this setup because it's a lot easier to do things and find stability when you're on your hands and knees rather than in standing. And it'll also give us a different type of gravity pull on the hip, so the muscles around your hip have to work a little bit different. So to do this, I'm just going to tuck my shirt in so you can see what's happening in my spine. It's very important that you maintain a neutral spine while you do this because you don't want your spine to make up for what your hips may be lacking. You'll stack yourself in tabletop, so that means shoulders directly over wrists and hips directly over the knees. And all you'll do is begin to circle your femur or your hip, your thigh bone around in as large of a circle as you possibly can. And as you do this, you're doing your best not to compensate by bending elbows. The other compensation is that the back arches like this. So it's not about the height of the leg, but how well you can control it. You'll do about 10 in one direction and then circle around and do 10 in the other direction. Make sure that your shoulders are stable. If you're not sure what that means, check out my push-up video. That will describe what stable shoulders are. And it's also important to note if you do hear any clicks or pops, limit your range of motion so that you can move quietly and without pain. So on to the second side we go. Again, it's just 10 circles in one direction. And so your abs are working like crazy to keep your spine in neutral. And you're trying to circle as large as you can, but as controlled as you can. Both elbows stay straight. Once you've done 10, I didn't do 10, but once you do 10, and then you'll circle back in the opposite direction. Again, trying to keep your rib cage and pelvis in line with one another as you circle the hip through a large range of motion. So think of this as ABCs for the hips and pelvis. These are all motions that they should be able to do, but that you probably don't do throughout the rest of your day because you're sitting in chairs, you're driving your car, on public transit, whatever that is. So you're going to do about 10 times in each direction, and this just feels really good. It's great for lubrication of the hip joint as it moves the hip through so many additional ranges of motion that it might not get throughout the day. If you have any questions, be sure to pop them down in the comment box below. And if you want to learn more about maximizing your mobility to live pain-free in your body, check out my website at aewellness.com and stay tuned right here for more videos.